Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Emo Tempest and we are on episode 6 of Tales from the Abyss. Last week we had 3 completely different decks, and because we didn't have a locals, I decided my brain didn't stop, right? I had 3 more decks that I wanted to try, so we're pivoting really hard this week. This we have a lot of things, right? This is what I love about this game. The amount of decks don't ever really stop. You can pretty much just go, you pick 2 colors and then 1 color, and then you want to take out the fire from something. Let's look at the knights, for example, right? I was water, fire, and then I tried to do 3 colors, then I took out the fire altogether and put the lightning, and then I took off the knights and then took out the lightning, and then I made water, right? So a couple things happened this week. We have ice, fire, mono water, and I did update the Kitone control a little bit, so that's what we'll be talking about it. I think I'll organize this a little differently. We'll talk about mono water first. Just to give you guys a heads up though, I am running a little behind this week. That's why this episode's out a little late. And we won't be having a locals this Friday. Like, we were supposed to go to Prodigy Games this weekend, but I guess there's a Magic the Gathering pre-release all weekend long event at almost every local game shop around here, so I think that's gonna interfere with that. So we're calling it into next week. So make sure to follow me on Twitch so you guys can see when we go live for those. And I'm doing a lot more streaming, so if you want to hang out with me there, you're more than welcome to. So for now though, let's get back into the cards. All right, so a little backstory here. This is mono water. This isn't actually the whole list I took, but this was the basis of it, right? There was a UK, his name is The Brutals, he streams on Twitch, Slice and Dice. I think you've seen them on the FFTCG tournaments, and they stream every Mondays, I think they're locals, and then they had a special event last Friday for a win-a-box or something. I don't know if they have 2 locals regularly, but that's when I catch it when I can, right? And I think a mono water was undefeated up until the last round, which was nice. Then I don't think they posted deck lists yet, and I don't think they will. They might have forgotten by now, and that's okay. So this is what I've gathered from the entire list, and then this is what I played on Monday. And we did good. We got second. We only lost to Verstale, and we'll talk about the Verstale thing a lot more today, because I realize it might be the new boogeyman, I think. You need to be able to answer that. The deck is popular enough that that deck is in a position where it can be popular enough to see regularly at your locals, as well as any online or major events. And it might be something that your deck needs to have answers for regularly, or you shouldn't play it. And yeah, that's where I am right now mentally. I think it might be the deck I like the least. Stern just makes it that much better, unless you're playing Shantoto. But I digress. I'm sorry. Mono water. Mono water is back, guys. This was the original deck, right? This is the original deck that I put together based off the cards that I saw being played on stream. Does that make sense? So Zidane, triple Porum, Mashiri, triple Folka, 1 Citra, 3 Rosas, which is a fun card. 2 Lakshmi, triple Lena, Jet, Leviathan. Then the summons were Cuchulain, the Impure, Bismarck, Leviathan, Sildra, and the other Leviathan, the newest one. Triple Yuna, triple Cecil. This is my tech, the Amo, and I'll talk about this as well. Fina, Sahajins, and Luzaf. Now, I'll be honest. Let me grab it really quick, because I know there was a lot of changes we made. This is why it's a vlog, right? We talk about it, everything in real time. So we made a lot of changes to this idea, right? I ended up taking out the Zidanes and taking out the Citra, taking out the Lenas, and instead we added Celeste. I don't think the Remoras are in here either. We took out the Sildras, added Remora. And then we added, I think that's it for, yeah, I think those are a couple of the few changes that we did. I messed around with the numbers a little bit too. I probably should have had that one ready for you, but it's all right. We can move on though. A couple things to mention though is Folka as a card. Works really well with Leviathan. She has 3 abilities. We've talked about these before, but I also confused one of these this week. That's my fault. So Folka, her first ability is discard a water summon. Folka cannot be chosen by your opponent's summons or abilities, so she protects herself. But in the meantime, you can discard a water to choose a forward and a backup to activate it, and discard a water summon to choose a forward of cost 4 or less your opponent controls and return it to his hand. That alone with Leviathan just makes it really nice. The Mashiri kind of does the same thing. She has like 3 abilities that lets you help you control the board. The Rosa was the really like spicy piece that I found from the list from the person. Natasha was her name. She's out in the UK. She was playing the Rosa. Now the Rosa says when she enters the field, if you control card names, also draw a card, right? So we have the backup for that. Once per turn, you can discard a card and draw a card. You can only use this ability during your turn and only once per turn. And then her S, teleport, it's just a copy of her, and then tap. Choose any number of characters you control. Return them to their owner's hand. You can only use this ability once per turn. I would have to say the best time having this S ability while Leviathan out is extremely threatening at any point in the game. When the best time I can tell you, I was fighting Doga. He had Doga, did Ursula into Sophie, then played the Sarah Mobius all in one turn, while I had both of these out. And that was pretty much his hand, so I knew there was no, it was pretty safe for me at the time. I was able to teleport S. I brought back Rosa and 3 of my backups to reduce everything on their side by 9k. That was it. That was the shutout for that game. It was really good. So again, threatening this while Leviathan is out is very strong when you play him. In case there's a lot of exchanges in that instance, I'll target X and X or whatever to send back so Leviathan can resolve. But then your opponent obviously should have something or it should anticipate the Leviathan. And Rosa is really good to play around all of that. So she's really nice. I was really excited with her. Lakshmi is by far still my favorite card. The reason I took out the Zidanes was because we have Lakshmi. I thought it would be a little bit cumbersome, right? I don't want to say drawing too many cards is a bad thing, but let's face it, drawing too many cards could be a bad thing. Between those two, I might honestly go back and test with it because I want to see how much faster the deck can be. And because dropping turn 1 Lakshmi and dropping turn 1 Zidane both present uncomfortable positions for your opponent. And I think Zidane might be what I need to deal with Versatile maybe for a turn if I get lucky, right? I can drop him, I'll be able to hit the next turn. Because ideally they play the backup to search it turn 1 if they don't draw it. And so I think Zidane might be something that helps us out with both of that. So either that or I'm bumping Lakshmi to 3 so I can make sure to draw her every turn. I took out the Lenas because I took out the Zidanes and I was only playing 2 Porum, or a few Porum, I think. And then the Jet is always a very strong powerhouse. While Leviathan is out, they're not going to block, right? So you can just bring him in to secure them and bounce something and then reduce by 9k. It's a win-win for you. The spells are pretty, generic. Again, we took out the Sildras for the Remoras. I think I dropped Bismarck to 1 so I could play Remora at 3. In case you guys aren't familiar with it, I have it right here somewhere. The other main thing about this list, one of the nice combos that we saw from it was that Bismarck with the Titan. His ability says when he comes in, destroy anyone with half his power, with equal to or under his power. After everything resolves, you can just half it, and then your board is good. It's pretty funny, but it's also something else for Leviathan. You can bring him back. And then he just, he sees himself leave or whatever, so he can... You're going to always have Leviathan in your hand, pretty much, right? A lot of this lends itself to bring back Leviathan to your hand. And with Yuna out, these are 1 drops, and this is a 5 or a 3, or they're both 5s, the Remoras, right? And then Mashiri makes it even better. So you have enough spells to fulfill both Mashiri and Folka. there's a lot of synergy. I found this deck extremely exciting, extremely good to play. I think mono water might be back. I'm going to be playtesting this a little bit more, trying to get a lot more reps in and find a good balance against the meta right now. The Cecil's not half bad either, right? During this turn, your forward you control is dealt damage, reduce it by 2. As long as you're playing multiples, you can, reduce damage. So this should be good. Now, the one tech, Amo, we call her Emo for now. Girl from the future. For 1 water and 1 colorless, put Amo into the break zone and choose an auto ability or action ability that only has 1 target. You may choose another target. This new target must be valid. I don't know all the FAQ on this yet, but the most important thing is the Ursula, right? When there's a point where her ability to pop something or to bite something, however some people like to call it, is very game defining is the best way I can put it, right? And so with this card, I can change that moment and just enough for I can make her shoot herself pretty much, right? Is an idea. So this card is a one of. There's a few other cards that I'm gonna look into. I don't want to overplay my hand here and say this card is it's gonna be the best tech for mono water or for any like water deck, anything with water in it. But it is a very nice card, and I think it's very undervalued. So if you guys have any of these, maybe pull them out of the box and then consider them. The deck I saw online had Fina. I took this out. I know there's enough FFBE in here to support this between the Folka and the Mastery, but I just don't like it. So instead I put Scholars, I think. I put Scholars and Summoners in here. Yeah, we have 2 Scholars. Yeah, the best thing, I took out the Sahajins. In the test draws, I found this to be unnecessary. The deck is, maybe I should have tested it before I took it out, but they'll probably make their way back in for a little bit. What I didn't like this time was the Luzaf. The Luzaf is a nice card. I never found a time to play it because your opponents are usually dropping multiple bodies on board. And it's such a complicated thing sometimes. Also, the one of is just either you, in my opinion, when I had it, I didn't need it when I had it, so I found myself pitching it. And when I the other times that I had it was I didn't need to because I was already in a good position for the game. Also, I don't think the forwards lend itself to this, so that's just my take on this. It'll probably get kicked out. What I did like, and I didn't put it in here, is the one Lunafreya. When my opponent gets rid of Leviathan on their turn, and Lunafreya says, "Okay, I'll just bring Leviathan back." Very, 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 very nice. Same thing with the Jet or the Folka. Let me see, I forget. There's just a lot of cards that are helpful. So I think one Lunafreya is a nice touch. I've always thought this card to be very strong, but sometimes we don't like its value because of how slow it is, right? It's a 4-drop that doesn't do anything on entry. So but it's a legendary, guys. It's a really good card. People need to consider it. It's really good. Anyway, that's my take on Mono Water. If I don't have it here, I will definitely put the updated list in the decks, in the links below. So make sure to check that one out. The other one that tested really well was Ice FFBE. The main idea behind this one is, what's his name? Oh, he's not even in here. I took him out of this one. Oh man, I can't believe I took him out. So this must have been the earlier version as well. See, I'm telling you guys, I am all over the place with these lists. The forwards, everything's pretty much the same. The only thing that I think we cut was let me see, am I even at the right numbers here? Yeah, no, I don't think so. Is that 26 and 3? Yeah, no, that's 50 for sure. Anyway, it's supposed to be the Red 13. I wanted to think of a way to best play the Red 13, and I also wanted to best play the Chivalry. The dream was to play the Philia and the Chivalry, to do both on a board clear and wipe a hand. I was able to do it multiple times, but the decks my opponent was playing at the time just overextended and left handless, so I saved the CP in that case. The deck tested really well. The Guts Go is a fantastic card in this deck. Playing multiples of it, actually. Yeah, the numbers are super skewed here, too. Yeah, and then being able to bring in Philia cheaper with the Red 13 and then play the Chivalry is just really nice. The Axstar is here to play the Clouds, play the Bahameds, play these guys, play Chivalries, any of the stuff that are in there. The Terras. And then we talked about Black Mage last time too. So Black Mage is there to help you. You only have 6 summons, right? You have the Chivalries, the Triple Armor Trasus. And the Bahamets we sort of kind of play, but not really. So this is important for these, to recur these, because this is what kind of helps you control the game and keep you in charge. But yeah, I think this deck lends itself to a lot of... it has a lot of favorable matchups, I think. But then again, I didn't play against Verstale with this one. So, and if I did, I don't think I liked it very much. Actually, yeah, it might have been one game, but still. So this deck is also really good. Yeah, definitely, I'll give you guys the updated list on all of these. The only one that I know is updated, because I thought this was the one that wasn't updated, was the Kitone Control. Few changes. We took out a Cryol, added Triple Graph, added, I think the Titans were in there, left the Mont. We took out the other Shantotos, put in this Shantoto, and added a Kobold. And yeah, this plays a lot better. It's a lot more cohesive, is the best word. And so just, I was able to do the Kitone thing once as well this week. All of these decks are going to need a little more testing before I give you guys a better idea of where they stand. I think what I'm not analyzing completely is because I play so many different decks that I don't... I need to run gauntlets with these a little more. But like I said, I'm going through so many decks per week that I don't have more time to test them all. Hopefully, with these next few weeks that I have off, I will be able to play test a lot more. I want to hear more from you guys, though, for sure. Let me know which one of these decks you like. Someone had mentioned to me that they want to see a Deck Doctor series. I don't really... I know there's a lot of good players that do that stuff already right now. Like, I think the Shantoto cast does it. I'm not sure if, you know... I think the Crystarium might do something like that, or Yorza. Any of them are really good choices too. It's not that I don't want to do that, it's just I think people already do it. But if we get a lot of interest for that, I will definitely fit it in. We will work on that. So if you want to see a Deck Doctor series where you guys suggest decks and we talk about like fixing them and how to play them and stuff like that, we talk about their weaknesses and stuff, I need comments. I need at least 5 to 10 comments saying yes, Deck Doctor series or deck fix, deck tech stuff. You know, I need to hear it from everyone, not just one person. So, with that being said, that's gonna wrap this video up. Thank you guys for listening. Let me know what you guys like about these decks. I definitely would recommend everyone trying the Mono Water list. It is very good. And yeah, let me know what you think about it. All right, guys. I will see you next week. We have 2 locals next week, and hopefully I can get the Triple Triad to record this week as well. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy it.